So, hello everyone, it's time for Guro Gender Bender anime, and my favorite little secret little yeah, like yes, the best genre ever. Gender Bender stuff, of course, and gyarus, the double best genre ever. Last week then we see the main character in, or has her then right, as a female now in this really weird dress, man. Like I was like, what is she wearing? That was so weird. This image here is better. We can see from the back because it's wearing like a white tank top, right? And then she has like a black kind of, I don't know what it's called, like a black banner kind of thing. Give me some comments. I don't know what it's called even. What is that thing called? When you have like a, it looks really weird because it's like a ring, right? It's not to be attached to her tank top. It's more like a, I guess something you have to pull over your head to attach it around your, yeah, and it's like attached to her arms, so it restricts your movement, so you're always gonna be like this, right? It's weird. It looks really weird in my opinion. How does that kind of thing work? It's like a, yeah, it's like a banner around her torso, right? It looks really weird, but not just weird from like a functionality standpoint because they will restrict your arms to be like this, right? Tyrus arms. Last episode, I was so confused because she was standing in like the lightning, and I was like, is that shadow on her or is that her clothing? Because it was like dark around her. So that scene was so weird. So I'm like, you know, I will say this right, but one of my dream jobs that I never got, because I never tried, otherwise obviously, was fashion design. You know, I would be a great fashion designer. Who else would be? Peter Kuber, right? Please, Arthur, great fashion designer. No, but I would, I always liked, you know, said probably earlier, but I always liked like top model, right? Face up and so on. Yeah, I always liked it. I would like to be a clothing fashion designer. If I could sue, I can, you know, I am. I feel I'm the guy that has good ideas how it should look, but I'm really bad when it comes to like, I was pretty good at tailoring, and also not, because my hands are, I've broken my hands sometimes also, I have a hard time drawing and so on. Like when I tried to do my own manga so as a kid, I had a very hard time drawing because I can't, but it's like a thing too that I have a hard time even writing generally, yeah. So, but because I've broken my hands and stuff like that, so I've broken my knee, I've broken my elbow, my radiation bone, I've broken my knuckles, I've broken my fingers, and I had I burned my hand, and I had this finger like so. So I blame it on that, but my hands are stiff as a board, you know. I can barely like, you know, I can barely separate my fingers, and my fingers go like, yeah, I'm very like. It's a kind of like a, if you see Dr. I mean Doctor Strange. I mean, right? Doctor Strange is like a surgeon, gets into an accident and he can't operate anymore. I'm kind of like that guy where I could be a surgeon and then my hands are broken, so I can't operate. I kind of like get a little mad and stuff. But anyway, yeah. When I see animes like this, I do definitely enjoy. Except we have Fruit Basket tomorrow, right? And in Fruit Basket, one thing I enjoy is Rin, right? Not spoil too much, but you know, you probably see in Fruit Basket. And Rin, she's always wearing like a new outfit. I'm like, I'm interested. It's a kind of pants. Yeah, so she always wears like a new cool outfit. I love it. In every episode, she has a new cool outfit. Tomorrow is a pretty good episode. For that matter, it's probably gonna explain how mom died. I think tomorrow in the basket. But anyway, let's watch some short guide episode here. So 3, 2, 1, and go. But her outfit to me though, and his doctor date, it looks so weird to me, right? Yeah, but of course he's another Gyaru, nice. No, this is NTRED immediately. What's your name? I like everyone's kind of Gyarus too, yeah. It is attached to her tank top though. Maybe those clothes. Huh? You like the hot Takusa guy? Nice. Some high heels. You use friends, eh? But yeah, it's a lot of like fighting jealousy and who's your. You really his woman, eh? But I'm not a woman, so. But she actually really wants him. Oh, this poor girl actually likes him, and she's getting NTRED by a gender bender Gyaru. Can't be fun. See, the image is a good image of the clan. It is so. That was so weird this episode, and her skin is dark. She's like very tan too, but no. But last episode, I was like, is it a shadow or is that her outfit? This black. Oh, it's gonna be NTRED. This anime is all about NTRED now. See, this keeps being like that's my girlfriend. This anime is all about jealousy. Constantly, he's using the doctor to make him jealous. I feel everything in this anime now is like, oh, you're talking to a girl, I'm talking to a boy. It's all about NTREDing each other. It's all about jealousy. I feel 3 episodes in a row now is them trying to make the other one jealous. It's just sensei, you know, my doctor, my gender bender. He knows I'm a man, you know. It's just. Man, his arm is massive. His arm is like bigger than the whole body. his arm is like a whole torso. Holy man, ooh, that's some nice assets. You have to say, give the anime some credits for a very well-defined assets in there. Yeah, it's like whoa. And she's also jealous. It's so much jealous. This anime is so much jealousy. It's all about NTRED and jealousy. You like me more than other girls? But if I don't know, no, she can ask, do you like me for reals? Where would the anime go if they just accept that they love each other? I don't know, it feels like it's already concluding the storyline. If they accept that they're gonna get married now, whatever, right? There's gender bending couple here. Like, where will go then? The least etched episode so far, though. Just a lot of jealousy. Man. Now of course to have some next part to wake up in. Whoa. That was very yaoi, the next scene. The last scene was very yaoi. The preview is just straight up yaoi. Yeah, the preview was like, wow, here's now is yaoi. This is interesting. I said all of this anime, gender bender stuff, especially when the character keeps going back and forth between being a man and a woman, right? Because it's like, one episode is like, you know, typical Gyaru, you know, revealing clothing, so on, right? That kind of extra stuff. Next episode is like a yaoi scene, and it goes back and forth. Yeah, it's like kind of sneaky yaoi. It's every now and then it gets really yaoi, yeah. Because you have the argument: is gender bender, is that yaoi? Who knows? Yeah, it's like kind of half-ass yaoi, right? But this anime goes back and forth. But I think it's interesting that, honestly, because in most hen stuff, I would argue for most doshinis, it's kind of like if the character, you know, if you read a gender bender hen stuff, right? They're usually man to female, right? The gender bended person then will start having, you know, fun stuff with men, and maybe other females, and maybe some foot dust and so on. You know, it might be a different combination, like Tokunoku and so on. But no matter though, I actually think it's very uncommon to have like a doshin or a hen stuff where they actually go back and forth. That's actually quite strange. I know that Honegp does that stuff a lot in some of the of that person's work. Like one of the mangas where they Honegp is one of the doshinis where they kind of have like a magical door at a place that you can, like, you know, swap genders by going to the door, right? So yeah, so that's like an interesting manga where they kind of use the characters, the main character and the other supporting character, to kind of swap gender back and forth all the time. It's like yeah, in that manga, in that doshin is like swapping genders is like absurdly simple. You're like, oh, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm both genders now. Yeah, it's like they do it a lot. But otherwise, normally I think that, I say normally, but I mean commonly. Usually don't. Yeah, this anime is like, here's an extra scene, this is yaoi. Yeah, it's very much like, it's always kind of weird. I mean, but anyway, I feel they always kind of concluded the storyline now, honestly, because now they're like, oh, do you like me more than you like her? And you know, he hugs her, and yeah, and she asks him kind of in his face if he wants to be her boyfriend, right? More or less. I mean, they kind of end with like, oh no, and then, you know, the main cat's like, oh my god, I asked him out, so is he my boyfriend now? So I feel they kind of have almost now then concluded the main story of them dating for reals instead of, you know, back and forth. But the man's anime has a lot of NTRED. Holy moly, it's a lot of NTRED. Most of the episode is like, here she is with the sensei, like the doctor, trying them, you know, the other woman is angry at that, and oh, you date him, and then they're like, oh, and he comes arrive, sees her with the doctor, it's like, that's my girlfriend, and, you know, keeps, yeah, like, I feel like the last probably 3-4 episodes has been he's constantly someone interrupting someone else dating someone. Yeah, it's like that's my girlfriend, no, that's my boyfriend. I feel that's like been the blocking the NTRED. It's like a circle of NTRED. I don't know what to call it, but I feel like every episode is like, no, you were getting NTRED. It's like a circle of NTRED. Yeah, it's like every episode you just goes back to someone else getting NTRED. It's like you get NTRED, you get NTRED, and you get NTRED. You know what I mean? It's like NTRED. Everyone gets NTRED. Everyone gets a NTRED. That this is this anime. I mean, but I think it's pretty common though. Definitely storylines. Kind of in the Yosai, gender bender yaois have certainly. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't a lot of yaoi has NTRED? I think in yaoi. I mean, obviously you have NTRED without yaoi, of course, but I'm just saying that I feel a lot of yaoi has NTRED, and this gender bender yaoi thing certainly has a lot of NTRED in them. It's quite common, and this anime now is like NTRED. Everyone gets NTRED. Yeah, that's the anime, right? Basically. Anyway, I think it's a pretty good episode. The least edgy episode so far, though, has a nice asset scene, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was. This is a family-friendly episode, if anything. Her clothing is connected to her arms, though. Correctly, am I the only guy? It has been really annoying with that kind of clothing because it really is strapping up to her arms. I mean, obviously some clothes strap to your arms, but it's actually wearing like a band, like a rubber band, between her arms, right? Look at it again here. See what I mean? Like it's stretched here, right? So this goes from here to the other arm. So she has a tank top on her, right? And then that thing is going over the tank top. It might be connected to the tank top, like she puts on a tank top and that thing's also connected. Maybe that's how it works. And then it actually is less. Then it actually is more, I suppose, less constraining because actually it's more like it's connected to the tank top. But the episode is kind of like on and off. In some scenes it looks like it's like a a tank top, right? And then she has the rubber band thing used separately, which means it's like because the thing is that if it's connected to a tank top, then of course it doesn't have to be very constraining because it doesn't have to be that rough attached to her arms. But if it's not attached to a tank top and it's a separate item, right, accessory item, that means that it has to be containing its height, right, by being very constraining. It has to actually be enough pressure, right, so it won't fall down, which means that it's constantly pressuring on her arms. Not that much though, but I mean, if you move your arm, you will feel it, right? So it will really constrain your movement. But if you wanna look pretty, I get it, But you can listen here, where her oppas are massive, yeah. Listen here is kind of what I mean, right? Like the tank top. It looks to be like a band that she's wearing over her tank top, right? It doesn't look to be attached to her tank top. I've seen, of course, I've seen other stuff too. But usually, if you have these things, they are more like frilly. They're more, they're more loose, right? So you kind of have it, and you kind of. This looks like this. Most with her, it's like it looks like she's wearing. Am I the only one? It looks like she's wearing like a very, very, constraining banner, like a rubber band around her arms, right? She's like wearing a tank top, and then she's like just go around like this because it looks super constraining all the time. So it makes her oppa, become massive, right? Like my nice oppa there, like it really pushes her oppas up. I suppose it helps her oppas to look big and juicy, but it looks very uncomfortable to wear that kind of clothing. I'm just saying, usually those side things are more frilly. They're more loosely set, yeah, and they kind of have maybe something else connecting them, but usually they're less. She kind of walks around like that, right? But sure, I mean, if you do the thing, it pushes up your oppas, right? My plex, you come up there, yeah. Look at my oppas, you get all bigger if you do that. Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, that's Gyru. I turned to Gyru and I like it. So you get some more, of course, Fruit Basket and To Your Eternity. And again, I think Fruit Basket tomorrow, for that matter, it's probably going to be how Mom died. So I'm excited to see if I'm right. Because I had a theory 2 years ago what Cat did to Mom, right? So I really want to see if I'm right. After 2 years, I can finally see if I'm right or not about Mom and the cat.